For all you people that don't know, please let the people that do know, let the people that don't know, because we are going to visit one of our friends, Steeb, in PP 13, the most disgusting police department in the country, if not in the world. They train on bulletproof training, how to kill wolves. And, oh, James, step over that. Oh, James, you stepped right in it, you newbie. Duck your head. Oh, you hit your head too. Oh, you hit your head too. Nobody has ever stepped in it and hit their head too. Cajun Randy, you should have told him. James Hens, I am so sorry. It's going to take weeks to scrape it off of your shoes. Well, I want to tell you, let me put the badge up first. This is PP13. And put a bandage on that head and some ice. Maybe a little piece of beef, maybe some filet mignon on that or something like that, James. I mean, that's going to look like it's going to start to swell on you. Where I've got to talk about my friend Steeb, Steeb, Steeb. He's a Cajun Ragin', one of them Cajun Ragin' motherfuckers. Raging Cajun Randy knows him. He was a man that had everything going for him in his life. Yep. He had everything going for him. Let's meet Steeb. He's in jail now. Yeah, he's in jail. But I'm going to tell you a story about Steeb. A riches to rags story. He was making it in the construction business on one fateful day, and he ended up here. Hey, Steeb, you see him over there? You see Steeb? Why, you ask, is Steeb behind bars? Ask. Go ahead, do ask. Is anybody going to ask why Steeb is behind that cell door back there? Look at the poor son bitch. Yes, in the holding tank. Steeb, why? Why, Steeb, why? How did you go from one of the richest men in the bayou to the most horrible person locked in the jail, Steeb? James Hens says he looks familiar. Why, James Hens? Why? I'll tell you why. Because one day he was at work, and it was the end of the day, hard day in construction. He was slopping mud, concrete, yards and yards of bags, and 30, 50, 70 bags of nothing but concrete. And his boss handed him a 50 and said, you know what, Steeb, you and the fellas had a very productive day, and I'm going to pay you a bonus. Take this $50. Yes, Richard Tobias, I'm getting to it. Poor Steeb, Truth Seeker says. Well, his boss hands him a 50 spot, and he says, go ahead and take that right there and go to the store. Go ahead and pick up some potato chips and some snacks, and we're going to have a party after work. Friday, you put in a hard day's work, and this is what happened to Steeb. Oh, the horror.
Batch.
Go ahead.
44 with a Skyjack. We'll be at 680 North Edville Road. White male, black coveralls, ball cap, white t-shirt.
Sir, pull that lift to the side of the road. Stop, now.
Stand, over. 443.
What the heck are you doing out here?
43 is Charlie.
I'm working a job site right there, man.
45, this time.
Right down there. What are you doing down there? What are you doing in this thing?
I just came to get some lunch and sodas and whatnot for the guys.
What's your name?
Steve.
Well, Steve, I can't have you driving up and down the street in this Skyjack. You're sitting on beer.
That's for after. I'm not drinking it now.
What about that beer there I saw you drinking coming out of the driveway?
Oh man, I'm just finishing that one was from earlier. That's
Steve, I can't have you driving down the road in a Skyjack drinking beer. Why don't you come on down and talk to me here for a minute? Let's figure this out.
Man, I gotta get back to work.
No, just come on down. We'll get this figured out and we'll get you back to work.
No.
Steve, come on down. Steve, come on down.
Come get me. How about that?
I'll tell you what, Steve, we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way.
Come on up.
The hard way, on the way to jail, we're going to stop by the hospital.
Oh, maybe I'll come down. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll come down.
9097.
Maybe I won't.
Steve?
97.
Come get me.
Come on down. Just come on down. Let's work this out. Get you back to work.
Oh, man, why don't you just go on your way and I'll go on my way?
I'm giving you one more chance, Steve. Come on down the easy way.
I know my rights.
All right. You want to play it the hard way?
I pay your salary.
You want to play it the hard way?
I pay your salary. I pay your salary. How you like that?
Are you going to come down or are we going to bring you down, Steve?
Man, why don't you do your dangest?
Go ahead.
751.
What are you doing, man? I know my rights. I'm 2 blocks from my work.
Put that
site.
cigarette down.
247.
Put your cigarette down.
Female subject walking eastbound from a vehicle. KHP doesn't have anybody right now.
Want me to come in or you want to come over here?
Hey, whatever you got. Come on, man. I didn't. God dang it, dude.
Now stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Don't fuck up my beer now.
We could have did this the easy way, but no, you had to do it the hard way, so.
Call my boss. He said it was cool.
1019
Call
for
my
J1
boss down there.
for
He said it was
275.
cool. Come on, man. God dang it. Man, I ain't got time for this shit. I know my rights.
He wants you out back.
Dang it, dude. It's just a fucking scissor lift, man.
That's right, Steve. You know your rights, man. That's right. See, my buddy Steve, there he is. Where'd that end him? It ended his ass in jail. So, went to court. Judge said, okay, I'm just going to let you off on time served. Spend a couple days in jail. So, let you out on time served. So Steve was still in the job, making $60,000 a year. Now, $60,000 a year in construction at the time was good fucking money. Come on. Cajun Randy will tell you, yes, stop resisting. Steve was resisting. Fucking A right. He jacked that fucker all the way up. Okay, so Steve gets the 2 days served. The judge let him out, said pay a fine. So Steve decides he's going to make some extra money on the side. It's the weekend. Yes, the weekend. He's going to make some money on the side. Plus, get some beer, right? So he decides to do this.
Dispatch all units. Be on the lookout for a red tractor. It's going to be a Massey Ferguson. Last seen near the intersection of McBean Road and
Steve's
Mayflower
a
Road.
go-getter.
Subject was pulling a brown leather couch with what appeared to be beer kegs tied onto the couch. Caller stated that 2 or 3
Trying to
of the
make some
kegs
money.
had fallen out to the intersection and was now causing a traffic hazard.
844 dispatch, I got a visual on that tractor now. It just turned on McBean from Mayflower. Show me out with that subject to that location.
The 2 kegs on the bottom of the couch
What's going on here, man?
are full.
Kill the tractor.
What's going on?
You can't be doing this. Driving a tractor, you pulling a couch, you got kegs falling off here, you got kegs falling back 2 miles back.
Come on. I got them tied on there pretty good.
Where are you heading?
About right up the road to my mama's house.
Yeah?
The one off of Sugarland
Well, how long you been driving like this?
Like 2 miles.
Yeah?
85614.
Got some ID on you?
No,
Yeah. What's your name?
Steve.
Steve? Why don't you step off the tractor for me, Steve?
Come on, man.
All right.
Come on, Dad.
Yep, step on off the tractor. I can't have you driving like that. Put your cigarette down. Put your cigarette down.
My beer's gonna get hot, man.
Drop your cigarette.
My
Steve,
beer's gonna get
Steve.
hot.
Look, step
I'ma
on over
just
to the
take it down
cart.
like
Step off to the cart.
5
Steve,
more feet.
Steve.
Come on, man.
Steve, look,
Come
show
on.
me your hands, Steve.
5 feet. God
Show me your
damn
hands,
it.
Steve.
God damn it. Oh, you smashed
Show me your
my
hands.
face. God.
On,
I
yeah,
didn't
on your
do
stomach.
nothing.
Show me your hands.
I didn't do
Show me your
nothing.
hands.
Oh, if your mom gets asked
Steve,
for it. God
I can't let you
damn it,
drink and
man.
drive. Let me see your
You
hands.
fucked up my beer, man.
Let's go up.
Ah,
Let's go. Get up. Get up.
I know my rights. I know my rights.
4 North 58, no more records. Thank you.
So Steeb, he told me that he was making extra money. He didn't tell me where he got the kegs. He just said he was going to the scrap yard to the beer distributor to turn them in. Poor Steeb ended up here for the second time. But, you know, the judge, again, was pretty lenient on him. The judge realized that he was just trying to make $1. Like I said, Steeb said he was just trying to make $1. Yes, he was a little bit inebriated, just a little bit, but he was going really slow. Some kind of Louisiana dialect. Ask Cajun Randy. Yes, line one, Steeb is in deep shit, but not really. The judge, that's right, he wasn't speeding, and he knows his rights. He knows his rights. The judge was a close relative. He was, probably. I don't know the intricacies, but probably the judge was lenient. Said no time served. Just 6 months, probation without supervision. But he still had his job, still had his wife. His wife was kind of getting pissed. I mean, wouldn't your wife get pissed if you got pulled over twice? Yes, that's probably what he got too. The community service picking up empty kegs. That's exactly right. Probably. He's good at it. So Steeb was let, he didn't even serve any time. He didn't serve any time there. They got him to the jail. They processed him. He wasn't really drunk, but, this cop overreacted. This cop was police brutality in that incident. You see him slam him up against the beer kegs? That was unnecessary. But it didn't end there. Steve still had his job, still had his wife. Everything was going good. And then, True Seeker, this happens.
Thank you.
What the hell?
49, triple 1098.
10 call 49.
Pull over.
28. 10-4-28. One of them is a
Oh,
GMC pickup truck.
Steve.
Still on the shoulder. There's another vehicle that's in the low end.
Pull over right now.
6 area.
2225.
Section 16 death. Call, sir.
Hey! Pull that over! Pull that off the road! Pull that thing off the road!
I'm 1097 on that 20. Notify
The
Gretna.
wife had the car, and Steve had to use the tractor.
I'm just going down to I'm having a party at my buddy Jimmy's house.
Just get off. Get up here.
It's not
28.
Spread your feet out. I ain't got time for stuff like this. Spread your feet out.
28.
Man, I know my rights. I don't
Have a script of the vehicles.
anything wrong here.
28.
Come on, man. God dang it! I know my rights.
I don't
I
care.
mean, just give me a fucking stick. God dang it!
Stop resisting!
Dang it! Oh, man. Come on, man. Man, I got 100-foot extension cord holding these things together.
I don't care. We're gonna roll you over and get up.
Ah! I know that right! Ah, dang it! 10 minutes north of Blood Rose.
Poor Steeb. His wife had to use the car for work. And he needed some beer. Lots of beer. The guys were coming over. They were going to play some cards, smoke some dope. He had to get to the store or the fellas would be let down. Yes. So where did Steeb end up? There he is. Third time. Steeb's a good guy. He was just trying to party up with his fellas. He was making the money. None of the boys had made any money. They were all poor from the bayou. He couldn't let them down, not on that night. I think the fight was on too, or some shit like that. Good Citizen said, Steeb, S-T-E-B, is my hero. He's lots of people's hero. So he went in front of the judge. What did the judge do this time? Steeb spent 5 days in jail, plus a $500 fine. Is that right? Oxo. Oxob. George Jones used his lawnmower to get beer after a judge suspended his license. 16 miles round trip. That's funny. Probation? Hell no. Big time fine. But he still had his job. Lost his license. His wife was getting really pissed because by now she's thinking he has a drinking problem, right? I told you the judge was close relative, but we are dealing with the bayou of Louisiana. So Steeb gets out.
288.
Another block at North 8.
1019 for a J1. For
4710.
Oh no, Steeb.
10-4.
You couldn't ride a lawnmower. You couldn't
What's with
ride
all
the
the beer,
tractor.
man? Look at all this beer, man.
Right?
You got 3-4 cases here.
Man, this is how I do it.
You rode this chair 2 miles.
Yeah, well, it's got a good battery, yeah.
Got a driver's license on you?
Do I need a driver's license to operate a chair?
238. I'm gonna need an expediting it to my location, please.
What?
Step on off the chair.
Good point, Steeb.
Do me a favor. Put your hands down.
What's the deal, man? I didn't.
Put your hands down right here, man. Come on, man. We gotta take you in, man.
What? No, man. I gotta get
Don't-
this beer
don't do
back
that.
to my...
Steve,
Come on,
don't do
man.
that.
Stop resisting,
Steve,
Steve.
don't do that.
Yeah, I
You
didn't
don't want to do that.
Come on.
Oh, Steeb.
Dang it. I know my rights.
Get down. Get down,
I
Steve.
know my rights, you
Oh,
guys.
Steeb.
I know my goddamn rights.
The judge hammered him for a year. Probation supervised. Look at him. Poor Steeb has been locked in that cell for a long time. So, what does Steeb do? Gets out. He lost his job. Doesn't have a job anymore. Oh no. Steeb lost his job. From riches to rags. His wife is right on the verge of leaving him. She can't handle him anymore. Lost a job. She can't hang out with her girlfriends in the trailer park anymore. No, I mean, Steeb was living like a king in the trailer park. And his wife was the queen of the trailer park. And his wife allows him back in the house. And now she's supporting the family. Right? So what happens? What happens to Steeb over here? Look. What happens to Steeb? Steeb gets let out. And this is what happens.
4800 dispatch. I'll be 1097 at 5135 Sunflower Road on that domestic.
Oh, Steve, what did you do?
What's going on, Steve? You call 911?
I called, yeah. This bitch is crazy. She's throwing shit around. Yeah, you're crazy. He's here, you better come out. I told you he was coming.
Suck dicks in hell, Steve.
What y'all fighting about this time?
Man, she's throwing stuff all around the damn house, kicking stuff around. I'm sick of this. This is my house. I'll do whatever I want to. She throws, hit me in the face with a damn bong.
A bong?
Well, yeah. That's all. I was like, hey, you know, the vacuum's been sitting out there for 2 weeks. Why don't you do something productive?
Are the cops here?
Yeah, he's out here.
Are they?
Yes.
Really?
Bring it.
Douchebag.
Sick of this. You better take her.
I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna talk to
You
her.
better take her, because I'm done.
I'm gonna talk to her.
I'm done.
What you smoking?
This is one of them things. I do my own. I roll my own.
Steve, you smoking marijuana right in front of me?
Man, come on. This is my house. I can't smoke a little damn weed in my own house.
No, you can't.
Yeah, this is the last one. You're right. Yeah, it's yours too. Yeah.
Steve, put that out right there. Come on.
No, I called you.
Steve, put that out. You come with me.
You
Come on.
came to get her. Let me go get her, and then you can
I'm gonna
take
talk to her in just a minute, though. But right now, you're coming with me for smoking marijuana. Put that down.
I can't. This is my house.
Steve, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Put that down.
Let me go get her, because that's why you came.
Steve,
you came to get
come
her.
on.
All right, fine. I'll put the joint out. No, wait. Just a
Steve,
second.
come on.
Let me go. God dang it! I know what. What? Jesus Christ!
Put your hands behind your back.
I called you.
Put your hands behind your back.
I called you. This ain't right. This ain't. I know
no.
my rights. I know my rights.
Steve. Oh, Steve, not again. A domestic? Oh, Steve, you just got out. Steve, you were in jail again a week after you got out of jail for drunken driving a scooter? After you got out of jail for drunken driving a tractor? Or, I'm sorry, a lawnmower? After you got out of jail for drinking and driving a tractor? After you got out of jail for drinking and driving a scooter high lift? You get out of jail. And the first week you get out of jail, you get arrested for smoking a doobie on your porch because of a domestic. Steve. So poor Steve is back in jail for domestic assault and batteries. No, it wasn't sexual. It was just a domestic disturbance. As long as Steve was not allowed to move back in with his wife, she didn't press charges for domestic. So his wife dropped the charges as long as poor Steve doesn't move back in. She's had enough of his drunk and going to jail. She's had enough of it. From riches to rags. He's locked up in his own home with a daggum ankle bracelet. His wife lets him in after he gets out of jail, and a week later, that's what happens to him. A domestic. And he's smoking a doobie because he can't get a beer. He can't drive anything. So the judge, again, who is his uncle, just gives him a possession, no intent to deliver, just a possession. It was only a half a joint. It was a $150 fine, time served a day in jail. Gets out of jail, nowhere to go. No. Steve had nowhere to go. His wife kicked him out. No job. So now Steve spends days and days and days under the bridge. Poor Steve. He's really hankering a drink. He needs one so bad, he can't stop thinking about his wife and his kids. He's tormented. He has no wheels, no transportation. He's trapped. So what does he do? Let's find out why Steeb is in jail again. He stole another somebody's lawnmower. He's out of control. Steeb is. He stole somebody's tractor. And he's fucked up on PCP or something.
How you doing today?
All right.
105.
What's your name? Steve. I'm Officer Donovan with the Bow Bridge Police Department. You can't be out here on the lawnmower, man.
Man, I'm just going like a block or two that way.
Where you coming from?
I live right down there, man. It's no big deal.
Where you headed?
I go to the Pack and Save every day, man. They know me. I'm a regular.
He's a regular.
What you have to drink today, Steve?
Beer?
How many?
Like maybe, 10 or 6.
Do me a favor, put your cigarette out, step on off the lawnmower for me real quick.
Steeb knows what's coming. He's going away for jail for a long fucking time.
Do what I tell you, Steve.
Man, I'm just going down.
Put the cigarette down. You don't have a driver's license. Coming over to the car, man.
I didn't, but...
Oh, Steeb knows. What's Steeb going to do?
My wife said if I didn't get it...
Put both hands on the hood, Steve. You got nothing in your pocket. Just gonna stick me, do you?
No, man, I'm good. I'm just going down to the...
Steve, get back on the hood for me, man, all right?
10.1 now.
Dang it, man. Come on, man. I didn't...
His wife. He mentioned his wife.
Dude, I'm just getting a 12-pack, all right?
Come here, Phil. What's this, man?
Uh-oh.
These aren't my shorts.
$4.94.
No, Steeb, don't do it. No, Steeb, don't do it. We got a drone in the air. We're covering it. Steeb, don't do it, Steeb. Oh, Steeb, what have you done?
Carton of cigarettes. Carton. God, what did she want? And I need a 12-pack.
Area 3811. We have a visual on you. Suspect is inside the store. Be advised.
Steve, put your
Oh,
hands in the air.
Steeb,
Put the
give
gun
up.
down, Steve. Put your hands in the air. Get on your knees for me, Steve. Steve, get on your knees. Don't talk to me, Steve. Put the beer down. Come on, Steve. Steve, don't do it. Run, Steve. Put your hands behind your back. Stay down. Stay down. Why don't you take the cruiser, Steve?
Man, I was just kidding.
Why don't you take the...
dude.
Quit resisting. Quit resisting. Let
I'm
it
a
cuff
child of God.
You shouldn't have done it, Steve.
I'm a child of
You
God.
shouldn't have done it, Steve.
you. Roll over. Let
Child
me pick
of
you
God.
up. Roll over.
I know my rights. I know my rights. I know my rights. God dang it! You fucking assholes.
Dispatch 924, we got him in custody.
Ah! I know my rights.
Steeb's uncle could no longer judge whatever. Bocephus, I don't know. Judge Bo couldn't get him off this one. You don't steal a Louisiana State Trooper car and get away with it. 10 years to life Steeb got. And that's why Steeb is locked up right now. Look at him in there. Look at him all the way back there. Poor Steeb. He's gonna be there a long time.